Rav said that souls divide and unites. When people multiply at a certain generation, it's because of a bigger desire. Does that mean that perhaps there's someone in the world who in a previous life, we and that person were in the same body? I'm curious. I wouldn't decline to these details because there's a whole thing here about reincarnation and it's very difficult to study it. The Ari wrote a book, The Gate to Reincarnation. You need to study it after you study the preface and the study of the 10 Sfirot and the gatehouse of intentions. And the gate to intentions, and only then the gate to reincarnation. But I would say this, the multiplication that we have in this world came from really two souls. One soul of Adam. Adam's soul was divided into Adam and Eve. And then the division is the multiplication of souls. Why is there the multiplication of souls? It's because the power of the work, the heaviness that we have to correct, that one soul needed to correct, to take itself to move itself from in order to receive egotism to in order to bestow altruism. This work cannot be done all at once. So this work was split into a multitude of souls, and the more the ego increases in that soul, these souls continue to increase in quantity and increase in quality too. In each of them, there's more egoism. So then we see that even though there's more people in quantity, 100 years ago we were half the population that we are today. We were 3 billion, now we're almost 7. Why? Because the will to receive increased. But besides spreading into twice as many particles, look at how the ego increased in each individual, in each particle, as opposed to 100 years ago. Look at movies from 50 years ago. They were so naive. They were so simple. It's because of the simple egos that people had. It's as if in slow motion and everything. Yes, today they all want to kill each other, and that's all there is to it. There's drugs, divorce, depression. It's all just a crisis everywhere. It indicates that this common soul has to spread into many, many, many more souls. And in each of them, even so, the ego will still grow to a point where they can't stand it. They get depressed and then use drugs and commit suicide and whatnot. So it is to the contrary. It's not that two souls were one in one person, but a life or two ago, what was in one person today is today in 3 or 4 people. That's exactly what she's asking. So she's saying, perhaps now there's someone in our world that in previous life, that person and I were in the same body. Yes, true. So what? The soul was split. A part of the work was taken by one part. Another part of the work was taken by another part. So you have 2 people. What if they meet? Would they feel it? They wouldn't feel it. Because in the end, we're all one soul. We are one soul, the soul of Adam HaRishon. So we're connected nevertheless. The fact that we think we're disconnected. She thinks, let's say 100 years ago, let's say she and I were one soul, one person. So what? Shouldn't we now achieve correction that we become as one soul? What are you looking at me like that? So maybe it's better. Maybe it's easier the way she's saying. Maybe let's decide that a life ago we were as one soul, all of us, everyone. Now, so how can we harm each other? Let's reunite. That's the correction. That's all that the Torah asks for.